Well, good Monday evening to you. This is the first day of early voting here in Arkansas, and in Pulaski County alone, almost 11,000 votes have been cast. Many of those voters will help decide whether to raise the sales tax in Little Rock. Tonight, Channel 7's Andrew Mobley goes beyond the podium with the man behind that effort, the Little Rock Mayor, Frank Scott Jr. Andrew.
The city is proposing 2 sales tax increases totaling 1 cent, one permanent, one temporary. They will be voted on separately.
A proposed 3/8 cent sales tax increase would be permanent and go towards the city's operations budget, increasing it by about 28%.
The 3/8 cent sales tax is for permanent funding for our public safety, permanent funding for parks and recreation maintenance, and permanent funding for public infrastructure for our pothole replacement program.
The rough breakdown for how the 3/8 cent sales tax would contribute to the city's annual budget is as follows: $11.3 million for public safety to be used for new police vehicles, LRPD's real-time crime center, community-oriented policing programs, and fire station operations and renovation. $2 million for programs for the city's homeless population, $4.57 million for parks and rec and general quality of life, about $1 million of which would go to the Little Rock Zoo's operating budget, $4.8 million for public infrastructure, particularly street improvements, $1.15 million for the city's IT system, $400,000 for downtown Little Rock developments, including River Market renovations, and $150,000 for Broadway and downtown bridge lights. And the second, temporary 5/8 cent sales tax increase would go towards a wide range of improvements to the state's capital city.
The 5/8 cent sales tax is particularly for capital construction projects.
The 5/8 cent sales tax would end after 10 years, and in that time would be expected to generate about $650 million. That total over 10 years would be allocated towards the following: $249 million for parks and recreation, over $100 million of which would go towards building both an indoor and outdoor sports complex in the city. Also allocated would be $89 million for public infrastructure, $80 million of which would go towards street improvement projects, $30 million for expansion and economic development of the Little Rock Port, $12 million for downtown investments, $15.5 million for general city improvements to buildings and parking decks, $10 million for affordable housing, and $750,000 for the city's IT system. All in all, if both sales tax increases are passed, Little Rock's sales tax rate will be bumped up from the current 8.625% to 9.625%. That's including state and county sales tax.
If there have been things that you've seen in another city, in another state, that you wish that Little Rock had, 9 times out of 10 they have it because that particular city invested in it.
The city of Little Rock says that even if voters choose the 1 cent sales tax bump, the higher rate, which would be about 9.6%, would still be less than cities like Fayetteville or Bryant. On your side, I'm Andrew Mobley.
Okay, Andrew, thanks very much. Mayor Scott's proposal to raise the city sales tax back in 2021 was a plan he called Rebuild the Rock. More than 60% of voters said no.